The curse of the accidental manager. Recently, I was speaking to another business owner about their first management position. He was promoted to managing the team in which he had been working for the previous 2 years. Upon his promotion, he asked his manager why he had been given the promotion, and his manager told him it was because he had proved his worth thanks to his excellent track record in his previous role. The exchange with his manager then followed, "Thanks very much for your positive feedback. But may I ask you a question?" "Of course, go ahead." "Would you put one of your team members in charge of a £300,000 machine without any training?" "Of course not. Why?" "Well, the combined salaries of everyone in the team I'm now managing comes to about £300,000. I might have proved that I was good at my previous role, but I haven't had any training that would help me manage this team properly and help them reach their potential." My contact's manager was understandably surprised at his response, but equally impressed at his astute observational powers, investing in the relevant training, which no doubt gave him his first footing into what is now a very successful career. This exchange led me to start thinking about the nature of accidental managers, people who have proved their worth in one role and are then promoted to a managerial position in that area without any real managerial experience. Of course, you are probably familiar with the Peter Principle, which argues that individuals are promoted to their own level of incompetence. In simple terms, individuals in a hierarchy who perform well are promoted to the next level. When an individual reaches a level at which they cannot excel at, they stop being promoted and thus end up in a position in which they are not competent, without any structure in place to help them move out of it. Often, this situation can trigger a chain of events which can be incredibly damaging to productivity. The manager feels unsupported and in over their depth, leading them to manage their team in an ineffective way. In return, staff feel demotivated or unsupported, which leads to a decrease in productivity. Staff not meeting targets then has the knock-on effect of making the manager feel further inadequate, starting the whole cycle again. So what can be done to tackle the curse of the accidental manager? Training. This is the first and most obvious solution to addressing the problems of finding one of your employees, or even yourself, in the position of accidental manager. Training is an essential step in learning the key skills needed in a manager, such as leadership and communication skills. These things are essential for creating a trust between manager and employees. Learning. Although you learn things while on training, learning is different to undergoing training. It's about adjusting your mindset to be open to new ideas from wherever they might appear. We often expect managers to know everything, but in fact, a good manager is someone who knows that this isn't possible. We should begin to encourage accidental managers to actively seek opportunities to learn, whether it's through reading, discussion, mastermind groups, or listening to others within the organisation. Redefining progress. We tend to think of progress and career development as a linear process, or a series of steps upwards. But this way is what makes individuals feel trapped on one level and unable to reach the next one, as described in the Peter Principle. One of the keys to a happy and productive team is a happy and productive manager. So when someone finds themselves in a management position where they feel that they can't move upwards, we should encourage new ways of creating and inspiring success. Look for alternatives for up. For example, if your employee has previously demonstrated resourcefulness and creativity, you might want to encourage them to look for efficiencies instead of pushing them to demand higher targets are met. Think about ways your business and your accidental manager can be innovative and push things in new directions, as opposed to focusing on continually pushing things up. By trying new things and embracing new ideas, it's likely that you'll find that an upward trend will likely follow. Lead by example. It's easy to assume that everyone in a team knows what they're doing, but that's not always the case. An accidental manager who has proved themselves in a particular role should be encouraged to lead by example, ensuring that everyone involved is as clear on what they need to do as the manager was when they were in their shoes. It's a simple idea, but one that's easily overlooked. Set yourself up to be challenged. A manager needs positive stimulus in order to be successful and drive success in their team. So creating a stimulating environment is key in unlocking your accidental manager's potential. You can do this by encouraging discussion, diversity of ideas, and creating a culture where everyone is free to input, even if that means challenging established ways of doing things. Accidental managers should definitely be involved in creating this environment. This will help to take the pressure off the manager to know everything and help them to see how their role fits into their team organically. Have you ever been an accidental manager or promoted somebody to a position that they struggled to fulfill? How did you remedy the situation?